Hi everyone, today I just wanted to talk about some of my favorite brushes, and these are like from a lot of different companies. I have Makeup Forever, Real Techniques, a couple of MAC ones I want to say, and some E.L.F ones. So a lot of people always ask me like what brushes should I use and what's the best brush and stuff like that, and I have like a few. I have a lot of brushes, but these are just some of my favorites, so I'm gonna go share that with you today. Okay, starting up, I'm gonna start with my Makeup Forever brushes. I have a few of them in here. My little Twinings Earl Grey container, which is easy. So first up, I have this massive fan brush, and it's actually quite a thick fan brush. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna do some close-ups as well a bit later, and it's really nice and soft. And Makeup Forever brushes, they're new artisan brushes. They come in two types. So some have just straight bristles like this one, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then some have wavy bristles like this one, and some have a combination of both. And the wavy bristles are meant to be for powder brushes or powder products. But I love this fan brush. I used to not be a big fan of fan brushes because I was like, what's the point? But this brush is amazing. I put it on for highlight. I have my Becca highlight on now, and I use that for that. And it's fantastic. It's just really solid, and it dries amazingly quickly when you wash it. And you can use it for all over powder, for contour. Like, it's really versatile, and I love it. Okay, next up is the 1110 brush also from Makeup Forever, and this just has all straight bristles. And it's interesting because it's a kabuki brush, but it's a pointed kabuki brush. And I have a few kabuki brushes, but they're all rounded, more like this one. But this is a straight one. And Makeup Forever, all their brushes are synthetic, so you can use them for liquid or powder. And I mainly use this for powder, like to get under my eye and around the corners of your nose. It's just really easy just to roll it on your face. But you can also use this for liquid foundation actually, and it actually works really well. Love this brush. Next up, this is actually my newest Makeup Forever brush. I just got this. This is the 108 foundation brush, and it's also straight bristles. There's a little bit dirty. Some of the brushes are dirty because I do use them. But I usually hate flat foundation brushes. I've got like two, and I never ever use them. I'm more of a fan of the rounded type of foundation brushes, like this kind, like the buffing kind. But I use this and I just fell in love with it, and I think it's because it's quite thick. Like, even though it's a flat foundation brush, it's thick, like it's not super skinny, so it doesn't leave all those lines on your face when you use it. And it's really easy to get around your nose, and it's just super soft. So I really love this brush. I just got it and happy I got it. Yeah, I actually just thought about it. I was originally gonna talk about the brushes according to brand, but I think it actually just makes more sense to do like face brushes and then eye brushes. So just gonna continue, and it will be a bit more random. But okay, so speaking of kabuki brushes again, this is my MAC 182 brush, which I've had for, I want to say like 6 years actually. And I remember I bought this when I still lived in London, and at the time I want to say it was £30, and I completely bought it on an impulse. I don't know, I think I was like upset that day and just needed some retail therapy. But years later I still have it, and it's fantastic. One of my favorite brushes. Is really soft, natural hair, and I've barely lost any bristles from it, and I wash it quite regularly. And yeah, I love this brush. I want to say it's around $50. That's my problem with MAC brushes. I just think they're a bit overhyped. They're good, but I feel like there are a lot of brushes that are just as good that just don't get the MAC love. But this is a fantastic brush, so I love this brush. And that's the 182 again by MAC. Coming up with powder brushes again, Real Techniques. Really nice, inexpensive brand. This is their big fluffy powder brush. I actually use this quite a lot for highlight, because it's so, the bristles are so loose. It doesn't put that much powder on your face. So sometimes I use it for highlight, and I like to use this to set my face as well. Just a quick dusting of a setting powder with this. I really like this brush, and it's amazingly soft, and it washes really easily too. Sorry, also synthetic brushes. Real Techniques, I think all their brushes again are synthetic, which good and bad things about those. Synthetics, easy to clean, yeah. And then again with Real Techniques, which everyone has, is the buffing brush by them. Really nice flat top, and it's fantastic for foundation, just to buff into the face. And I know you can use it for powder. I've never used it for powder, but hope you can see that. But I love it for foundation. Easy to clean, simple, does the job. It actually came in their set of like 5 core brushes. I'm not sure if you can buy this separately, but it's quite cheap. You can get it at Ulta, I want to say Kohl's as well, but I really like this brush. And then this is probably my most used foundation brush, and this is the Sephora number 45 brush, just like that. And it's quite similar to the Real Techniques one. Don't know if you can see that. Again, it's a little bit more rounded at the top. Again, I just like to buff into it, and I have used this for powder before, and it works really well. It's really simple. It's like $24, which for Sephora is quite cheap, and it's amazing. It just does the job really easily. I love it so much, in fact, that I have the mini one as well, which is the 45.5, because if you compare the two, it's just like a mini version. So I actually have 2 of these, and I keep them in my bag in my little makeup case. So if I ever want to touch up like on the go, it's really easy just to have together. And then another powder brush which I really like is again Sephora Collection. This is their professional brush range. Sephora kind of have 2 main brush lines. They have their professional line, which have like black handle and a silver ferrule, and then they have their kind of everyday, that's slightly cheaper than the professional line, and they tend to be all black like that. But this is the number 46 from Sephora, and again, nice round top. This is the Flawless Bronzer brush, and I don't really use bronzer, so I always feel like with brushes, don't get bogged down by what it says on the side. Just use them how you feel you want to use them. But this brush is great. I've never used it for foundation, but I'm sure you can use it as a foundation brush because it's got quite a nice feel to it. But I really like this for powder, especially powder foundation actually, because it picks up a lot of product. It doesn't hold on to it, and it just deposits it exactly where you want it. I'll show you. I'm going to talk about maybe blush and contour brushes. And starting up, actually, this is the brush I probably use the most for blush, and it's the E.L.F blush brush. And a lot of people like big blush brushes because they like to sweep it on, but I've never liked that because I feel like it gets all over your face. So I love this brush. It's a bit messed up because I've had it for a while, and I want to say it was something like $3. It's ridiculously cheap, but I like it because you can put it exactly where you want the blush to be, and it's easy to blend out. I usually pick up the product, place it right on my cheek, flip it over, and just blend it out and up. But yeah, love this brush. $3, super cheap. And then I have this brush, which is a Yachiyo brush. It's a bit dirty, I used it earlier. I actually bought this off eBay for, I want to say, $6. I really wanted the NARS Yachiyo brush of this, but the NARS one's like $55, and at the time I just wasn't ready to pay that much for a blush brush. So I like went online, and this is exactly the same as the NARS brush, like no lie. When I put them, I've seen them side to side, you can't tell the difference. And this was also actually animal hair, just like the NARS brush, and I want to say it wasn't more than $6. And it's really nice and soft, and when you clean it, I actually like to condition this when I wash it, because if I don't, it can feel a bit hard. But I really like this brush, and again, not too big, so it goes on where I want it. And then I have this brush. It's the number 49, again from Sephora. And this is their Pro Angled brush, and it's the professional line. And I like this as well because it's a nice angle. It's not too big. I don't like big blush brushes. And sometimes you do want a nice angled blush brush. And again, this is synthetic, so it's easy to clean. And it just, nice and easy, does the job. I don't know, this was actually gifted to me. So I don't know if I'd actually pay the full price for it. I want to say something like $32. I'll put all the brushes and their prices in the description box below. So, and I haven't said it for some of them, but yeah, this is, I like it, but I don't know if I would buy it if it wasn't gifted to me, but it's a good brush. I really like this. And then moving on to some contour brushes, and I have the number 74 brush, again from Sephora, and it's just a nice little domed powder brush, and I really like it. It just fits right under my cheekbones, just blend out is great. Some people use this to set under eye concealer with a powder, and I actually think it would work really well, but I use it for a contour. I love this brush. It's just the perfect size, natural hair, not synthetic, so I tend to prefer natural hair for powders, but yeah, I really like this brush. And another brush I love for contour is this Real Techniques one, and I think this also came in that set with, which included this one earlier. And yeah, they just call this a contour brush, same as before. Great, you can set it under your eyes. Great brush. This one is synthetic, again, like all Real Techniques brushes. And then to set under eye concealer, actually, I like this Real Techniques brush, which is called the setting brush. Fancy that. And it's good to, again, set just under the eyes. And it's nice for highlight as well, for those of you who like to highlight down your nose or your forehead. And there, it's actually really nice and soft. And again, synthetic. And earlier I forgot, I have this small E.L.F brush, which I really like. I'm not the biggest fan of stippling brushes, just because I don't always want light coverage, and I feel like stippling brushes for me, I just don't use them that much. But I do really like this. This is actually nice to blend out concealer under the eyes, or like on your forehead, down the bridge of your nose, your chin, just if you're working with small areas. And again, this was something stupidly cheap, $3. It's really similar. I know there's a MAC brush that's like an exact copy of this. Sephora also has an exact copy of this, and the Sephora one, I want to say, is like $30. This is $3, does exactly the same thing. And this is actually my favorite concealer brush. It's the number 57 from Sephora, the professional line, so it's a bit longer. And I never really used to use concealer brushes. I don't use them all the time either, because I like to use my finger to blend out my concealer most of the time. But this is really nice because it's synthetic again, and it just blends really easily. It's really soft, and yeah, I just love it. It just does the job. Yeah, I think that's it for the face brushes. So I'm gonna move on and talk about some eye brushes. I have this, the Makeup Forever 226 brush. It's a synthetic, just a really skinny, flat brush, and it's really soft actually, and straight bristles. I don't know. Yeah, this is really good for cream eyeshadow, cream concealer, and those of you who like to use brushes to apply your eyeshadow primer. This is fantastic, super soft. You don't feel it scratching your eyelids like some other brushes. It's just really easy. And I actually use, because it's so thin here, I often actually use it to apply eyeshadow under my eye, because it's skinny and it doesn't get anywhere. And yeah, most of my brushes are quite expensive, but for some reason I don't like spending money on eyeshadow brushes, just because I feel like it's so easy to find good eyeshadow brushes that cost basically nothing. Eyeshadow brushes to me aren't what you should be splurging your money on, just like brushes for your actual lid. So I have this E.L.F, the eyeshadow C brush, which is again $3. And it's just nice and nice big. I have quite big lids, so this just fits perfectly on my lid. And I've had it for years. This one I've had for about 3 years. So yeah, it's cheap. E.L.F is a bit hit and miss with the quality. Sometimes you get really good quality and sometimes they fall apart like the first time you use it. But I really like this brush. And again, I have this E.L.F professional eyeshadow brush. I must have about 20 of these. Like, I'm not even joking. And these are $1 each. And maybe another time I'll show you some other ones. They all come in like different sizes. The quality control is just terrible, but it's $1 and it puts eyeshadow on my lid, doesn't move, it's just easy. And these actually look like it's a natural hairbrush, but it's actually synthetic. So again, easy to clean, dries really fast. And I have this, again, Sephora, the 227 brush, which I really love for blending out my eyeshadow. Some blending brushes. I also have this Sephora professional brush. It's a crease brush, which I also use a lot for blending out eyeshadow. And I don't know if you can see the difference. This one is a little bit more, I know this is more of like a traditional crease brush, and this just has kind of more of a flatter end. And I like this for when I'm kind of doing more detailed crease work, because I feel like it doesn't blend as much as this one. This is great for if I just want to blend like generally, but if I'm trying to be a bit more specific where I want blending, I prefer to use this one. So these are both really good crease brushes. And another crease brush I really like to blend is the number 17 brush by Sephora. And I'm not actually sure if they make these anymore, because I know I got this on sale or something ridiculous like $7 on the Sephora website. It was really cheap. But like, compare that to the regular crease brush. You see, it's quite a bit thinner and longer, so it's a little bit more you can really be precise in your crease where you blend. I love this brush, especially for people who sometimes, you know, when you blend the eyeshadow and it tends to disappear. This is really nice. And this is again the number 17. I'm not sure if they sell it anymore. You may still be able to find it. And it's one of my new favorite brushes actually. It's the Dome Crease Brush, again by Sephora, and it's the number 16. And you see what it is, just a really nice, it's quite big. And it's a dome, obviously, and it fits really well into my crease. This is really nice for when I'm trying to put a color in my crease that I don't want it blended away too much. I still want to see the color. This goes right in and it fits perfectly into my crease, just so I can go back and forth. But this is one of my new favorite eye brushes. I use it every day, love it. If you want just a regular crease brush, again, E.L.F, one of these $1 wonders. I have a lot of these too. Really easy. And this is called Professional Blending Eye Brush, but it's $1 and it's really easy. I have just a regular crease brush. So if you just want a regular crease brush, can't go wrong with that. And then going back to Sephora, I have the number 29, which is the Precision Smudge Brush. So it's like almost like a cone shape there. And this is really good, again, if you want to be extra precise. While this still gives you precision, this one, but if you want extra precision, you can compare the two. I would recommend this number. And it's nice as well sometimes if you just want to smudge out eyeliner, you don't want it too specific, or smudge eyeshadow under your eye. This is a really good brush for that. And then I have a MAC 212 brush. It's like a flat, I guess, concealer eyeshadow brush. I use this mainly for eyeshadow. If I want to get it right under my eye. I'm a bit funny with brushes that are too fluffy for under my eye because I wear contacts and I'm always scared of makeup getting into my eye. But this is really, again, I've had this brush for years. So maybe that's why MAC brushes are overhyped, because they do seem to last quite a while. And it goes right under my eye. That's what I mainly use it for. I've used it for concealer before, for around my brows, and it was okay. I wasn't a fan of the flat top. but the flat top actually works really well for under the eye. And gonna talk about my favorite eyeliner brush. This is the Bobbi Brown ultra fine eyeliner brush, and I actually used to have a mini one of these back when I lived in London. For the Bobbi Brown gel liner was actually the first gel eyeliner I ever bought, and it came with a mini one of that, and I loved the brush and I lost it and I was so upset, and I didn't want to like spend money on a full size one because it is quite expensive, but I just bit the bullet and got it again, and I really don't regret it. Now I remember why I love it so much. It's just so easy. You dip it into a gel liner and it just goes exactly where you want it. It's like the perfect stiffness. It doesn't fray, and it's just a really, really, really good eyeliner brush. I'm sure maybe you can find like a cheaper version or whatever, but I love this brush. I really trust it, so I just had to get it again. So that's my favorite liner brush. And oh my goodness, I can't believe I left this one out. This is actually a concealer brush. I use this every day, and again, I think I have about 3 of these. This was $3. It's the E.L.F concealer brush, and this is what I always use to conceal around my eyebrows when I do. I don't always conceal around my eyebrows, but this brush is just great. It's cheap, does the job. Yeah, I'm sure there are a few other brushes I've forgotten, but this video is getting a bit longer than I wanted it to be, and I've been doing a lot of talking. But yeah, I just wanted to share some of my favorite brushes with you. It's a question I get asked a lot, so yeah. And I'm gonna make sure to list all the brushes I mentioned in the description box and provide links to them, and I'll put prices down below as well. Some like the Makeup Forever ones are really expensive, they really are. But I still think they're worth every penny. And you know, sometimes look for deals. Don't always I love to wait for sales. My mom taught me well. Just and hardly buy anything full price. It's just, I don't know, I can't do it. But yeah, always look for deals. Sometimes you get some good deals on eBay. eBay have a lot of fakes, so I wouldn't buy something like MAC brushes off eBay, just because it's just too hard trying to figure out the good stuff and the bad stuff. But things like Makeup Forever, Real Techniques, they're not expensive, so you can just get them in a regular store. But the Makeup Forever brushes, there are a few on eBay, and it's for way cheaper than you find on the website. And yeah, there's just some really good brushes out there. So don't get caught in the hype. Don't feel you have to have expensive brushes. You can get really good results from less expensive brushes. So tell me what some of your favorite brushes are. Thank you for listening to my rambling, and I'll hopefully have another video up shortly. Have a wonderful day. Bye.